All right, now welcome back to our class, and today I'm going to teach you how to use the print functions in dealing with numbers. So I will be demonstrating the function of print in dealing with numbers. Okay, shall we say I have here, so print, I will enclose this to, let's say, I want to print a number 5. So let's run this one. What will be the result? What will be printed here? Okay, it prints 5. Okay, now let's try another form, but I will remove the quotations. Let's say I want to print 5. Okay, what will be the result here? Let's try. Okay, let's clear the console first and then click on the run button. Oh, it printed 2, 5. So 1 is for our first line, which 5 there have a quotation mark. And the next code line, or that is actually print 5 without a quotation mark. So they actually look the same, but they are different because 1 is printed in string. This is a string value. And 1 here, this is your numeric value or your integer. So that's a big difference. Okay, let's try one more time. Okay. Supposing I have here, let's erase this part first. I will erase this part. So I will give you x, that is a variable. Let's say I want to put the value 2 in x. Take note, once the number is enclosed with quotations, it means that is a string. Let's say I have another string here. We'll name it as y. Now, if I want to print x plus y, what will be the result? Can you tell me what will be the output here? Okay, guess what will be the output. Okay, I'll run the button. I'll run the code. And hola, the answer is actually 23. But in reality, 2 plus 3 is equals to 5. But the values of x and y here are all string values. That is why. So if x here is a string, and you have a plus sign here, which means you are going to merge the two strings. Okay, and of course another variable here, which is y, is also a string. We take note, when you put plus sign between two strings, it will merge the string. Now, how are we going to print 5 here? So instead of putting a quotation, let's just put numbers. Let's say 2 plus 3. What will be printed here if I'm going to remove the quotations for x and y? So x and y now will be treated as integers without the quotations. Now, let's run this one. And what will be printed? Guess what? Okay, it will print the value of 5 because 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Now, that's the big difference between the string value and your numeric value. So in this case, they are called integers. Now, let's discuss more of that. Okay, let's start using Python as a calculator. Let's say I want to add a 5 plus 10. So what will be the result here? So if you want to add 5 plus 10, you can say print 5 plus 10, and the result will be 15. Or let's try another one. Let's say I want to subtract 7 from 10. Okay. What will be the result here? Of course, it's obvious that the result is 3. All right, now let's try multiplication. So if I have here 5 multiplied by 6, the result would be 30. So that's how you use Python as a calculator. All right, now let's try one more here. So let's print, let's say 5 minus 2 multiplied by 3. What do you think is the result here? So I have 2 lines of code, and then let's run the code here. The first line will have the result of 30, and the next line will have the result of -2. How is this? Why is this -2? How do you deal with the multiple operations? So, can you still recall your MDAS? Okay. Or PEMDAS to make it more expanded. So PEMDAS means first you're going to operate what is inside the parentheses. That's for P. And then E stands for exponent. M stands for multiplication, division, addition, and then subtraction. So in this case, now, the code will multiply first 2 and 3. That will become 6. So that will be 4 minus 6 is equals to -2. No? That is using the principles of PEMDAS. Let's try another one. Let's say I have here 2 divided by, let's say 2 divided by, let's change the number here. Let's say 4 divided by 2. And I have here multiplied by, let's say I will multiply that by 4 minus 2. So what operations will be what numbers will be operated first? Okay, let's try it. Let's try to print this one. And let's see the result. Okay, here the result is, okay, let's erase this console first. Our first line is 30. Our second line, the result is -2. For our third line, the result will be 6. Why is that 6? Because now you are going to divide, as you can see here, now you are going to divide first. Okay, divide first. That's 4 divided by 2. The result is 2. 2 multiplied by 4, the result is 8. 8 minus 2 becomes 6. But take note, 6 here have a decimal point. Why is it so? So let's go back to the division part. So if I'm going to divide, take note, if I'm going to divide 10 by 5, or let's say by 2, what will be the result? The result is actually 5.0. 5.0 is what we call your floating number. Okay, 5.0 is actually a floating number. So that is a floating number. When we say floating number, it means there is a decimal point, decimal part. Now, take note, it is by default, the division of integers will result to a floating number. That's the default for division. The result will be a floating number. All right. Now let's do what is, okay, let's try another operation here. Let's say I want to evaluate 3x raised to. Okay, caret means raised to a power of something. Raised to 2. So what will be the result here? Okay. Let's try. The result is 1. Why is it 1? Why is 3 to the power of 2 results 1? Why not 9? Because we are using a different syntax. So in this case, if you want to raise 3 by a power of 2, you are going to put a double star. Double star means double star means raise to a certain power. Okay, let's say 3 raised to 2, that is equal to 3 times 3, which is equal to 9. That is how you put power to a number using the double star. All right. That is using the double star. Let's try again. Okay. Let's say I'm going to print this time. Now I want to get the quotient. Let's say I have here 24 divided by 5, but I'm going to get the quotient only. Okay. No, double slash. Okay. Double slash means we are going to find the quotient only. The result will be, it will only display the quotient. So what is 24 divided by 5? Okay, let's try. Let's erase the console first and then click the run button here. So 24 divided by 5, the quotient is equal to 4 because that is 20 over 5. That's equals to 4. Now, how are we going to get the remainder? Okay. So to get the remainder, to solve for the remainder, let's say I am going to print. So 24, I want to get the remainder if I'm going to divide 24 by 5. So meaning to say, I will be using a percent sign. So percent sign means it will display, it will give you a remainder. Okay. So percent means a remainder if you are going to divide 24 by 5. So what do you think is the remainder here if you divide 24 by 5? Let's try. Let's erase the console first and then click the run button. Your first line is equal to 9. Your second line, the answer is 4 because that is 24 divided by 5. That is 4.8. So neglect the decimal part and take only the whole number, that's 4. What about this one? 24 divided by 5, the remainder would be 4. No? If you will notice, 4 is the remainder if we divide 24 over 5. Let's try another one. So if I'm going to divide, let's say divide 13, okay, by 4. Okay, display the quotient and the remainder. All right, so we are going to create a program that will display the quotient and the remainder if we will divide 13 by 4. Let's try. Let's say I want to divide 13 by 4. So I can say print. Okay. This time I will be using quotient. Quotient. Okay. Quotient equals to a comma. I will divide 13 by 4 by 3. I'm sorry, 13 by 4. That's for the quotient. Now, if I'm going to print also the remainder, I can say remainder equal to, okay, don't forget to put a semicolon. No, don't forget to put a comma. So that is 13. Oh, take note, we are going to find what is the remainder here. So I will clear first the console and then run this one. What will be displayed here? So it will display the quotients. Now take note, if we divide 13 by 4, the quotient is 3 and the remainder is equal to 1. So am I clear with this? Okay, that's how quotient works. Okay, So any questions with the quotient and the remainder? No more. All right. So going back to, let's erase this first. Okay, I will clear this one up here. Okay, let's go back to your integer. When we say integer, it means what? A whole number. All right, a whole number. So when you say float or floating number, so we can call it float. It means what? It means it is not a whole number. So meaning to say, it has a decimal value. Okay, that's for the floating numbers. Okay, let's try. Okay, I want to print the speed of light. Okay, let's say 3 times 10 to the 8. That's the speed of light. So you can say the speed of light is 300 million. So you can say this is the speed of light, which is equal to 300 million. You can also print the speed of light using the powers of 10. Okay, you can say for the speed of light, you can rewrite this as 3 times 10 exponent 8, right? That is in your physics in your high school. Now, how are we going to represent 3 times 10 to the power of 8? So you can do that by typing 3. E means times 10 to a certain power. Let's say 8. So it means 3 times 10 to the 8. That is your speed of light. So let's print this one. Okay, now it will be printed the same. The same value will be printed, but the first one is an integer and the second one is a floating number. So floating number because of these decimal points. Okay, that is for the difference between the integer and the floating numbers. Now, let's deal with this one. Let's try to print 0.00001. What will be displayed here? Will it be displayed 0.001 or it will display an exponential form? That's right. Let's print this one. So by default, no, Python will give you 1 times 10, that is the equivalent of 1 times 10 to the negative 10. So by default, no, for decimal value which is less than 1, it will give you this value. Let's try again. Let's try one more code here. Let's say I want 314.888.877. Okay, example, that will be my number. What will be displayed in the second line? That's right. Let's print this one. Now for the second line, it will display the same. Now, by default, in your first line of code, it will give you this format. So 1 times 10 to the negative 10. But for a number which is greater than 1, it will give you the same number. Okay, let's try again. Let's say I want to print, let's say this is negative, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. What will be printed here? So it will print the same number. Okay, it will print the same number. Let's modify this first. Now let's add more zeros to this number. Let's clear this up, and charan, it will display the exponential form because of the number of zeros. Okay, that is negative 1.2341 times 10 to raised to the negative 7. That's how Python will recognize your numbers. All right. Now let's try one more thing here. Now we will try um, the Boolean values. After talking about integers and float, let's proceed to Boolean values. When we say Boolean values, it means two things only. That is true or that is false. Let's try. Let's say x is equal to 5. Take note, that is an integer. Y is equals to 8. I can say print. Let's print. Print x is greater than 8. X is greater than y. Is that correct? X is greater than y. What will be printed here if I'm going to print x is greater than y? Let's try. So it will print a false value since x is actually less than y. So it will print false. But if you really want to print x is greater than y, then you add a quotation. So if you want to add a quotation, it will just print x is greater than y. Okay, that's the difference between a string and a variable. So x here is a variable, but a variable here is actually a string. Not a string, but an integer. This is integer, which is the value is 5. Another integer, which is stored to y with a value of 8. All right, that's for the Boolean values. Boolean values, Boolean types, is very important in our programming because most of the topic here depends on the Boolean values. When you say if you are going to do looping, if you want to do if-else function, decisions, you have to use Boolean values. Let's say I have here print y is less than, okay, now y is greater than x. What will be printed here? Since y is greater than x, which is actually true, it will give you the output, which is true. Okay, that's how Boolean values work. Now, let's proceed to a number system. When we say number system, okay, by the way, is this fine with you? Okay, let's try one more time. Let's print, okay, I will print true is greater than false. What will be printed here? True is greater than false. In this case, true is not defined. Okay, true is not defined and false is also not defined. So you have to define it first. Take note, in Python, true takes a value of 1, while false takes a value of 0. So that is very important. So when I say print true is greater than false, it will give you true. So again, since true is equal to 1 and false is equal to 0, so if you want to print true is greater than false, then it will give you a value of true. But if I'm going to change this to a capital letter, okay, take note, if this is a small letter, this will be treated as a variable. But if this is a capital letter, T, it will be treated as a Boolean value. So we don't need this anymore. Is true greater than false? What will be printed here? So it will print true because true takes the value of 1 and false takes the value of 0. So the true here will be printed. All right. Now, after the Boolean types, now we will go to the number system. We have here the number system. When you say number system, okay, in our daily lives, in our daily use, okay, we are actually using decimal. So we are using decimal for numbers like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are the decimal numbers. When we say decimal numbers, it has 10 possible combination. Possible combination. That is from 0 to 9. That is why we call this decimal. We use decimal numbers because our finger counts from 0 to from 1 to 10. That is why we adopted the decimal number system. So we have, I will change this now to decimal number system. So we adopted decimal number system because of the numbers of our fingers. It is easy for us to identify numbers because of the number of fingers we have. Okay. Decimal number system. So example of decimal number system we have. So let's try one example here. Example, okay, a decimal number system, we have 25. Okay. Or 24, we have 105. Or we can say negative 345. These are decimal numbers. So another form, another type is the binary number. So we have binary number system. So binary number system is the language used by computers. Binary number system means 1 and 0 only. When you say 1, it's true. When you say 0, it's false. So binary number system is have two possible numbers. So that is 0 and 1 only. So we also call this one your base 2 numbers. So base 2 numbers is actually your binary number system. I will be discussing that in my next videos, the number system. But here now I will use number system in Python. So we also have the octal system, octal number system. Okay, octal number system takes the value of 0, 1, 2, we have 3, we have 4, we have 5, we have 6. How many possible combinations? We have 7 possible combinations. We have 8. That is why they called it octal. Octal means 8, base 8. So we have the base 8 numbers. We call this one your base 8 number system. Okay, because we have the number of possible combination that is from 0 to 7. If you count it, it will give you 8. Okay, now we also have the hexadecimal system. Okay. Hexadecimal system. So hexa means 6, decimal means 10. So all in all, this is 16 possible combination. Okay, we have from 0 to 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and then we have A, B, C, D, E, A, E, D, E, and F. So these are the possible numbers in the hexadecimal system. Okay, now what I'm going to tell you right now is how to use Python in dealing with these numbers. Okay, let's try this one. Now, if I want to print the value of a binary number, let's say, I will have here 0b. 0b means a binary number. So let's say binary number 0, 0, 1, 1. So this is, we call this one your binary number 0, 0, 1, 1. 0b means this is a binary number. 0 and b. Take note, that is not O, that is 0 and then b. You can also use b. Okay, I will make this as comment. B, 0b or 0b. Okay. This is actually representing a binary number. It represents a binary number. Binary number. All right. Now, if I'm going to print this one, take note, 0b, 0011. Now, let's print this one. It will be printed a value of 3. Now, the console here, the output of your Python, no, is always in decimal format. So meaning to say, if you are going to print binary numbers, it will still display the decimal value of that number. So in that case, the decimal value is 3. All right, now that is for the binary numbers. Let's try another number. Let's say octal. We have 0, O. 0, O stands for octal. Take note, octal numbers takes from numbers from 0 to 7 only. So it can be 1, 2, 3, or it can be 2, 4, 5, or it can be 7, 7, 7. That is an octal number. So let's try. What is the octal number of 0, 41? Okay. What is the value of this in decimal? So take note, 0, O. Take note, this is O, or 0 capital O means octal number system. So we are going to print the value of octal 41. Okay. We will name this as octal 041, and this one will be binary 0011. So binary 0011 can also be written as binary 11 because zeros in front of 11 does not affect them. The same is true with octal. So we can say octal 41 or binary 11. So let's try. Let's erase first our console and then run this code. Charan! Okay, the value. Okay, now take note. The value of the binary number 11 is 3. And the value of the octal 41 in decimal form is 33. Take note, when we say decimal form, that is from 0 to 10. That is actually the normal way of us to read numbers. This is 33 decimal. Okay. This is 3 in decimal. All right. Now let's have octal numbers. Let's say I want to print a hexadecimal number. So for hexadecimal number, it is represented by 0x. Let's say 0x. Let's say I want to print 0x FF. Now you can have FF or you can have FF. So 0x in this case, 0, I will write this as 0x or 0x. This is actually your hexadecimal number. Hexadecimal form. Okay. Let's try. Now again, I'm going to clear this console first. Okay. And then click run here. So the first print is the value of binary 11, which is 3. And the second print line, code is the value of octal 41 in decimal, which is 33. And for the next line, we have print 0xFF. It means it is printed, it will print the value of 0xFF in decimal form, which is 255. Now later on, I will be creating another video on how to manipulate binary numbers, octal numbers, and hexadecimal numbers. Okay, this is it for this topic. Now, I will be creating another video that is to manipulate the number system. I hope you've learned a lot from this video. Stay tuned with my topic. Now, please don't forget to like this channel and then subscribe so that you will see my future videos. All right. So see you next in my next video.